Great start. It was there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another weekend of lockdown. Great start, 22 seconds. Move my big fat trot arse straight onto the Easter egg. Oh, God. Oh, I'm going to put that there safely away. Right. How's everybody? Saturday, yay. Some of you may have realised that I've completely flipped because I've got nothing else to do. So I'm spending a day filming a day in the life of Reiki Teddy. Right, we've got Fred the Ted and Isabel behind me. Can't see them very well, but they're there. And so far, we've done our morning meditation. We've done our yoga practice. We've had our bath. Reiki Teddy Fred the Ted threw a strop because he wanted to do the astral planing bubble bath today. Now that's an astral planing. It's where it's full of essential oils that take you astral planing, and it's usually a bath I do at night just before I go to bed, and then it gets you might, and then you astral plane, and because of the day we're doing the filming today, is I didn't want him to do astral planing, so he threw a strop, and he have a fight over which essential oils to use. So yeah. And because he was throwing a strop, I went for the one with chamomile in to calm him down. And as you can see, he's sitting here nice and quiet now. He's sulking. Because he didn't get his own way. The thing is, one day I let Reiki Teddy choose the bath. Next time I let Isabel choose the bath. And then sometimes as mum, I have to step in. Because they never want the same. Well, yin and yang, you know. Reiki Teddy is so earthbound. And that's why I wanted to go astral planing, because he is so earthbound. And poor Isabel, so up high because of her lighter energy. She doesn't always want to do astral planing because she's there all the time. So, so yeah. Okay, today's mug. I love this film. Can't wait until if they do a second one when she's a teenager. And it says, one of those days, sadness. But I'm not. As you can see, I'm not sad. I'm quiet. Well, I'm mad. Not sad, I'm mad. Hi, Hannah. Sorry, how are you? Hi, Andy. I'm probably disturbing your lunchtime because you normally have your lunch about now, and I'm running late because I'm doing the filming. Normally I come on about 12. So, and then I was messing around because I've been doing a bit of showing them my Himalayan lamp salts and my Neil Yards stuff I use. I thought I'll be nice and kind and tag my friends in who do these products. I haven't actually tagged in Hannah. I've talked about Hannah loads of times. I mean, I love Hannah. She's dear. She's a very dear friend of mine. She does my back massage. She lives in Toaster and she's brilliant. She specialises, she's a midwife and she specialises in pregnancy reflexology and pregnancy massage, which is, even though I've done the training, I don't specialise in it. It's not my speciality. So if you're any one of you who knows anyone or you are pregnant, she is absolutely superb because that is her speciality. She is a midwife, and like I said, she specialises in pregnancy massage and pregnancy reflexology. And what I'll do at the end, I'll put a link in for her page. So if anyone's interested, I know she can't do it at the moment, but she when she comes back, when we're out of lockdown, I contact her. She is amazing. I mean, I'm going to be I've already booked her very first slot, regardless of when it is. Does she still do now though? She still, well, because massage is a one-to-one and we're self-isolating, that's why she can't really do clients at the moment. But if you contact her, but I think Toaster is a little bit long way away from where you live, Andy, because she's in Northamptonshire and you're up north. So I know the name Northampton says north, but we're not as far north as you. Your part of the country is too cold and damp and wet for me. You need to come down here. But I'm sure she's willing to take bookings or temporary bookings. So when the lockdowns, hair mouth, yeah. I'm sure, if you know anyone down this area, but contact her and I'll put her details down. I'm sure Hannah won't mind. She's a lovely, beautiful girl. I love her dearly and she's an amazing friend. She keeps me grounded. We are each other's accountability buddies. I kick her up her backside and she kicks me up my backside. My backside is, because it's the chop backside, is a damn sight bigger than hers. I don't feel so she has to kick me really hard. Oh God, right, okay. Celebrity, and then today's treat. What's today's treat? Other biscuit makes companies are also available, but there must have been a special offer. I've got the McVitie's Digestive Classic Caramel today. Hey, hi Jane. So I've got that. I just did a message about you, Jane, a shout out about my Himalayan salt lamps, and I'm going to put a link in this for anyone who's interested in the salt lamps. So yes, today's treat is the McVitie's, other companies available, Digestive Classic Caramel, milk chocolate digestives with a layer of caramel. I really like those, actually. I'm trying to get Himalayan salt lamps so I know they help. Yes, Sarah, you really got to contact Jane or Michelle of Himalayan because they will post to you and they're very reasonably priced. I mean, I've got 3 of theirs. If anyone saw the Reiki Teddy video this morning, I've got an angel one by my bed. I've got, it's like a little ball in a bowl in this room. I didn't actually show it this morning because we were too busy doing the video on yoga with Reiki Teddy. And then later on this afternoon, when we go into the healing room, I've got an amazing pyramid one I got from them. So if you look later on, hi Hannah, just mentioned you. So Zara, if you contact Himalayan, you can actually, I think their Facebook page is called Himalayan Salt Lamps. I don't know whether I can actually put a link. Yeah, hang on, I might. Oh no, that's the Neil Yard one. Because I've just tapped Nicola in from the Neil Yards. I promise you, Zari. I mean, I will put the link for Himalayan. So you can contact them, and like I said, they do post to you, and they have and they're very reasonably offered. So, and they're really, really good quality ones. I mean, I don't waste my money, and like I said, I've got 3 of theirs. So I don't often recommend things because if someone else gets it and then they don't like it, I feel really bad. So I very, very rarely recommend things apart from digestive caramel and jam donuts, which have got granulated sugar. But that was yesterday's video. I've got my Himalayan lamp from, who did you get it from? Amazon. Oh, right. So you can get them from Amazon. I'm not sure whether they're posting things out. Classic Bickies, and you got me hooked. Me, life as a caramel. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'll be back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds. I've got a package already open. Breakfast. My chocolate treat. Yeah, I know they're chocolate. Got chocolate biscuits. But this is my chocolate treat, which, as I started to do this, sound. Now, have I mentioned I like musicals? Let's sit back a bit. Okay. I like me. Oh yeah, I've got my. I'm actually dressed. So I've got my Mickey Mouse top. Yeah, I know. I have Mickey Mouse Jim Jams and I have Mickey Mouse clothes. I need to get out to Florida Disney. If I mention that enough and I go viral and Disney spot this, maybe I'll get a free holiday out of them for the family. Because my son and Stacey's fiance, not girlfriend, That's her name now. Stacey, fiance, not girlfriend. I'd love them to go to. I think they'd like to go to Florida for the honeymoon next year. Yeah, I told you that's my breakfast, Andy. And I did, Chris. Yeah, so everything's Disney, and I'm running out of Disney clothes, so I need to go back there. But so yes, hopefully if this one goes viral and Disney spot it, I'll get a free holiday. But I want it for about 6 of us. Okay, musicals. Because a lot of Disney's cartoons, when I grew up, every year they brought out, well, nearly every year they brought out a cartoon. And I remember in the summer holidays, we always went to the cinema in Berkhamsted, and I believe it's still going because it's very, very old cinema, independently run, I think. But we went to the cinema there, and we used to see all the Disney movies every year. We'd go in the summer, and we saw like One of Our Dinosaurs Is Missing, and Robin Hood, and Dumbo, and all sorts of things. And of course, most of the Disney cartoons have got songs in them, and I think that was the first introduction. And then when I was, I have no idea. I'm just going to throw an age out, about 10 or 12. Was I older? No, younger. I went. I'm not going to talk about my childhood because I was blessed. I had a very happy childhood when I was at home. Outside of home, it was horrendous, mainly at school. And so I was quite an unhappy little child, even though at home I was surrounded by lots of love from my mum and dad and my family and everything like that. I was quite a sad little person because I was so bullied. Literally from the moment I went to the little village school from about the age of 5 up until the age of 16 when I left school. So that's 11 years. I was actually bullied in baby school, So I try not to talk about, but I remember, so I adored my mum's Nine and Tide, because as I said yesterday, the trot thing, my dad's parents passed away before I made it onto the earth. But I was very, very close to my Nine and Tide. That's Welsh for Nana and Grandad. And yeah, so they're from Wales. But they moved down to Bristol at one time. And I remember going to stay with my Nana through one of my sad times. So I went there so she could give me some TLC. And she took me to my very first official musical, and it was Winnie the Pooh. And it was in a theatre in Bristol. And I can't really remember much of it. I can sort of vaguely remember, because this is going back 40-odd years, 45 years. And I remember seeing Winnie the Pooh on stage. But the only thing that I can really remember, and this is why I love him, is Tigger coming onto the stage. And I can still see it now. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful things. The bouncy, 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 bouncy. And I love Tigger. So when I go to Disney, every time I go to Disney in Florida, I think, is this the year Tigger's going to propose to me, because he's my boyfriend. And I think Tigger is my soulmate, because he's completely mad like me. So I think Tigger's my soulmate. And so whenever we go to Florida, because we went to Disney Paris and he wasn't there, but you can normally get to see him in Florida. And I'm there at the front, out of the way. I want to hug with Tigger. Tigger's my boyfriend. Are you going to propose to me? My cap is a Tigger cap. I've got a beautiful pillow in the shape of a Tigger's head up in my bedroom. Oh, just. So my Nana 9 took me to this theatre show in Bristol, and in those days you would dress up to go to the theatre. These days you just turn up in your jeans with holes in, and it's a bit disappointing. But in those days you used to dress up, and she actually gave me a pair of gloves and a little handbag because we were going to the theatre. It was a Saturday afternoon matinee. I mean, it's surprising what you come back with. But like I said, all I can remember is Tigger bouncing across the stage. And that was my introduction to musicals, and I just love them. And my mum liked musicals. My dad wasn't all that keen on them. So every year, my mum and I would go at Christmas to see a musical up in London. And that evening, my dad would be at home with my brother or brothers, depending on who was in, and they would have a dad time, dad and father and son time, and then mum and I, mother and daughter time, would go up to the London theatres. And last night, they did. Andrew Lloyd Webber did a live at 7 o'clock. Well, it wasn't actually a live broadcast because it was from their 25th anniversary show, I think. And it was Phantom of the Opera. And I remember going to see it when it first opened. Hey, Stephen, we'll have to, yay, turn up next time you come. Turn up in your Tigger outfit, Stephen. Kisses. Phantom of the Opera. Okay, I'm going to have a bit of chocolate. Not I've had much today. My diet's got to change. Oh, sorry, talking with mouthful. Other Easter eggs still available, probably at half the price. Just there, and then I'm not sad. I'm just mad. I'm sitting on the biscuits now. I'm going to move that. So yes, Easter egg last night, Phantom of the Opera. So I managed to, I was talking about no good with these, but with the TV controllers, and I managed to somehow get the telly to work and get Sky. Well, at 10 to, and on my smart TV, and smart TV is smarter than me. Well, I rang my daughter at 10 to 7 last night in an absolute panic because I kept going onto my TV controller, and then it said, other options, Sky. So I kept pressing, not Sky, YouTube. And all I was getting is just like this round circle, right, and it was just going round and round and round and round. I couldn't get it to work. And I was thinking, I don't really want to watch Phantom of the Opera on my laptop because it's a small screen. I've got the big smart screen. And so I rang her in panic. Now, what my daughter could possibly do to help me, I have no idea, because she's not here. She's living, because of the virus, she's actually living with her dad at the moment in a village just about 3.5 miles away from me at the moment. So the only time I get to see her is when she comes and dumps food on my doorstep, and then she stands at my gate and goes, "Hi, Mum, have you had a job yet?" God, because she doesn't class healing hands and Reiki Teddy as a job. No one does. Well, don't even think the government does. So, and I was like, I can't get YouTube to work. And I said, and she said, well, have you done this? Have you done that? I didn't even know what she was talking about. And then she said, and then she pointed out, this is the TV controller. This is the Virgin controller. And I used this to turn the telly on, but what I needed was to control the Virgin. And I was using the wrong buttons. And I said, she said, well, what do you think? So, and at the top is Netflix. So I now know, she showed me that. She said, if I press that, when I've got my telly on, so I turn the telly on with this. See, I'm getting there slowly. And you press the Netflix, it brings me up Netflix, and it gives me a choice. It gives me Anna's choice, my choice, or children's choice. So I got my children's to watch my Disney. And so she said, well, there must be things. And lo and behold, there's a button down here that says YouTube. Well, time's ticking, and I'm getting hysterical now because it's nearly 7 o'clock. It's nearly 7 o'clock, and it's random. So what I did was then I thought, I'm not going to get the telly to work. So I actually went onto my laptop and joined in because they were doing this live broadcast on Andrew Lloyd Webber's Showtime or something at 7 o'clock. They do it every Friday. I didn't know this, so I've missed the first two. Apparently, I've missed Joseph. And I'm gutted because I have a feeling it was the Donny Osmond version. Shucks. But I saw Joseph with Philip Schofield in. So she said, try pressing the button that says YouTube. Okay. I told you the telly's smarter than me. Duh, YouTube button. If you press the YouTube button, your telly comes on, you get YouTube. Because I used to go bop, 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 bop. So, needless to say, I actually managed. So I did get my Andrew Lloyd Webber up onto my TV and on the YouTube, and so I sat there eating the egg. I only ate half of it. Well, actually, it's more than half. And I felt sick because I was drinking cider with it. Chocolate and cider didn't mix well last night. And of course, so it was left then, just as I moved, the sawdust on the egg. Oh, God, dear. Life is never dull in my house. You know, it's sort of with Reiki Teddy, big Fred the Ted and Isabel. So I'll keep liking Isabel. Come and join me, Isabel. I think I need calming down. No, it doesn't work. Yes, it does. She's probably Fred the Ted I need because I need grounding. I don't need her. She's going to take me up high. Woo! I don't need those illegal tablets to get you high. I'm just naturally high. Oh gosh, okay. Let's put you up there, Isabel. Okay. So if you want to see a day in the life of Frankie Teddy, I've got nothing else to do. What's he done so far? He's done his morning meditation and morning reading. He's done his yoga with Eileen this morning, and then he's had his bubble bath. And like I said, he and Isabel fell out over the choice of bubbles, and I took over control, and so I gave him chamomile. So I put too much on. You should see the bubbles. There's bubbles. The bathroom looks a mess. I've got bubbles everywhere up the wall. Oh, dear me. Okay, any more twiglets? Yes, I did have a bag of twiglets last night while I was watching the. That's probably why I was sick. No. I did eat my 12, but I haven't had a 12 today. I've got one 12 left. So I might go for a little walk today because I am meant to be in shutdown, but I do sneak out. We got a little shop right on the corner. Unless, Steve, you're going out food shopping and you want to leave me a surprise on my doorstep. Because I don't go out because of Joey and my asthma. And so far, nothing's been dumped on my doorstep this morning. I'm gutted. It may be because it's the weather. No one's been out yet. So I'm going to put an official complaint out to all my mates who go food shopping and leave stuff on my doorstep because there's nothing on my doorstep this morning. So gutted. But yeah, so I suppose maybe that's why I felt sick last night. More than half an Easter egg, bag of twiglets and cider. That's pretty much felt sick. But I was happy. I was enjoying Phantom of the Opera. It was really good. And right at the end, when it finished, they brought in Michael Crawford and Sarah Brightman. And well, I'll have to tell you about Sarah Brightman because I saw them, because that shows how, I saw the original cast. Sarah Brightman, bless her, lovely lady. I was at school in the same class as Sarah Brightman. And my elder brother, Charlie, went out with Sarah Brightman. There you go. And her dad was a builder. Her mum was lovely. And her friend Nicola, her sister Nicola, I think got a brother called Jay. So we all went to school together. And I was in class with Sarah Brightman. And then, like I said, my elder brother was I think it was his second girlfriend. The first girlfriend was Julia, who lived down the road. But I'm not to talk about my brother's life because his wife might be watching this. Charlie changed his girlfriends as often he changed his knickers. Oh, small world, eh? Yeah, it is a small world. So that's my claim to fame. I was in the same class as Sarah Brightman. And of course, the other claim to fame is my younger brother is Llewellyn, who's the #1 download on YouTubes for music. You should see all the gold records he's got. Yeah, so if you look up Llewellyn, Llewellyn, he's an amazing musician. And well, I'm not just saying because he's my baby brother, because most baby brothers are utter pains in the backside. And my younger brother was a pain in the backside, and my elder brother was a pain in the arse. So I was in the middle, and so I had no chance. And like I said, my younger brother, he got the voice, and I got. And so my elder brother, he was in a rock band. He was an amazing rock band, really, really good. Planet Funk, and they were absolutely amazing. Planet Funk, and yeah, and he sang, and he hasn't got the trop bum. So if you've got the trop bum, you can't sing. If you've got the huge Parry bum and the height, you can sing, because it's the Welsh blood. Okay, because the Welsh men are very good at singers, you see. So this is why my brothers can sing. But yeah, my younger brother Llewellyn is married to a lovely girl called Julie. Julie's a common name, isn't it, Julie? And she's got a beautiful song, and she's got albums out as well. So, but that's my two claims to fame. I don't know anyone else famous. So, hi, Suzanne. Oh, I've got my lovely cousin Suzanne all the way from America. Oh, it's been years since we connected. I tell you what, we're hoping to go to America next year when it's all over. So we must do a family reunion over in America, and we'll all come over, and maybe I'll get you to meet. Yes, you met. You last time, I think, Suzanne, you saw Henry and Anna. Anna was about 6, and Henry was about 12. And now Henry is a daddy. Oh my gosh, what an awful lot has happened in all those years. So, Suzanne, we need to get together and catch up. And they used to do a family reunion over in America, and we went one year to the Florida reunion. So, hi, Susanna, and all my American family. Love you all, miss you all. So feel free to share this across America, because you need some joy. Poor America at the moment. I feel sorry for you. I'm not going to get political, but all I'm going to say is Trump. Trump by name, Trump by nature. I know we knocked Boris Johnson, but I'm so glad we got Boris Johnson, not President Trump. And I'm sorry, Suzanne, if you voted for him, which I think is wrong. And no woman should have voted for Trump. But hey ho, I'm not going to get political here, because I don't do politics and religion. So what was I talking about? Oh, musicals. Yeah, and I talked about Tigger, the wonderful thing about Tiggers, and Tiggers are wonderful things, and bouncy, 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 bouncy. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one, and I'm the only Julie. Thank God for that. I was born and they broke them whole, so they didn't reproduce me. Can you imagine if I was a twin? Oh my goodness, what life would be like if I was a twin? The world couldn't cope with two mad Julies. Yeah, I'm trying to network, Andy. I've got to push the business, because the bank manager is not happy with me at the moment, and I'm really peeved off. I'm just going to do a complaint here. As you all know, I'm self-employed, and because I work massage, that's with people and close to people and things, I've had no clients. I haven't actually had any clients since January, really. I've had a couple, mainly because I went to India. Did I mention I went to India? I don't think I've ever mentioned I went to India. I have to talk about that. It's actually, I haven't spoken about that. I've uploaded most of my photos yet. So the government said, you can claim for universal credit if you're not working, you're unemployed. So, but they missed out. I haven't, in my whole life, the only thing I've ever claimed, when my ex-husband walked out on me and left me with 120,000 mortgage, and like £30,000 credit card bills and things like that. No, I didn't go to the government and claim any benefits and stuff. I got off my arse. And I went and worked full time. And I was told by the lady when I went to, this is because it's all changed now, I claimed for child tax credits or working tax credit. and because you're entitled to it, because I was a working single parent on a low income. But the girl said to me, you're mad, you're working full time. If you didn't work full time, you only did 16 hours, you could claim a whole load more. And I said, no, I'm capable of working, and I don't believe being a skiver off the government. And she said, but you could make more money working. You've got until 23rd of April to do, I think. Yeah, well, I'll explain to you what's happened. So I've never really claimed unemployment or anything like that. I've always worked. Well, the government said, you can all claim, universal credit stuff. But they missed out a very small print. And for someone like me who's never claimed benefits, I know nothing about the benefit system. I don't know how to sneak things in and claim for this, claim for that, and get money for this and money that. Because I know nothing about it, because I've always believed that if you can work, I know there's lots of people there who are unable to work and would love to work, but I always feel that if you're capable of working, even if you can just do 5 hours a week, you get out there and earn your living and not live off the government, because the money that the government supply are for those people who really can't work. Okay, if there's a lot of people who. Oh, well, I'm not going to get political. No mind. So I didn't know anything. So I just put in an application for my universal credit and put it in. And they asked if I've got any bank accounts. Now, some of you will know that 18 months ago, I sold the house. And so I've got a little bit of equity left. And the equity is on the side, and I locked it away in an account, so I can't touch it because I didn't want it for it away. It's been locked away for over a year, and I can't access it. It's in one of these fixed rate accounts, so ignoramus me, I mentioned one bank account that had £100 in. That's all I got left. And in my other savings account, I had £800, and I don't care things. And I was thinking, well, that £800 will cover my rent. And so that's all I got. Okay, I've got a lump sum, but I can't access it. I got no money coming in at all. And to my name, as of 2 weeks ago, I had £900, and my rent is £650. So it's like, so I claim. And I filled out the form, and then I mentioned that I'd got this savings account with this money in it. And so this lady rang me up and said, "Oh, we'll do this, and you can claim for this, and you can claim for this." Da 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 da. Yeah, absolutely. And I thought, great, I'm going to get a little bit of universal credit. At least it's going to be a little bit of money coming in. And then they said, well, as you've got a business and you're self-employed, we'll get the self-employed people to ring you and see if we can get you help with that. Okay, says I. Hey. I then get a text message from Universal Credit to say there's a message for you in your Universal Credit account. Please look it. They have refused to give me any money because apparently I've got over £16,000 in savings. Now, yeah, I can understand there's a limit because it's no good if you've got £1 million. Yeah, you can benefit. But I said, I explained that I can't access this account. I've been in touch with the bank. And even though the bank manager, the government said, oh, anyone who's got fixed rates, you should release it. Because this was over a certain amount. And they went, no, you can't have it. Well, and I said, well, what am I going to do? Because I said, I've got no money. I'm not working. And they've refused to give me universal credit. And then they said, and I said a couple of days ago, oh, I've got an appointment. Someone was meant to ring me at 11:15. That was the unemployment, the self-employed people were meant to ring. Well, on the Wednesday, I had a text message to say, don't forget your appointment at 11:15 tomorrow about your unemployment stuff. So I got up, did my normal things. And of course, I didn't bother going on to my universal credit login page because I thought, well, they're going to ring me at 11:15. So I sat here and waited. And like I said, in the end, I came on live at about 12, thinking, oh, well, they haven't rung me. Did the thing, still no ring. So I then thought, I'm going to look into this universal credit thing in case there's a message and apology. Sorry, we can't make. And what they've done is, because I couldn't claim the universal credit, all I had was one message. We have cancelled your meeting. No bother texting me or anything. And your case is now closed. Ding! and they completely cut me down. So they didn't even bother having the, to text me to say they text. But the thing is, they text me 11 o'clock on the Wednesday, and then at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, or no, it says 4.23, so 4:23 on the morning, there was an automated message came through to me to say that the appointment at 11:15 was going to be cancelled. But but then of course all they did was meeting cancelled. That was it. Account closed. And of course, now you can't message them or do anything. So I've got no money coming in because my money is tied up in an account. Thank you, government. So they should have mentioned when they announced about the universal credit for people like me who've never had to claim or anything, say, by the way, if you've got savings over 16,000, you won't get anything, regardless that you can't get those savings. I mean, what if I got them all in stocks and shares? You won't get anything. I mean, it's so wrong. But that's my whinge and moan. That's why I'm a bit sad today. That's my whinge. And no, I can't until 23rd of April because I just don't qualify, unfortunately, because I've got this equity from the sale of a house and it's ready for the deposit for the buying of the next house. Okay. And so it's not to live off. It's not for savings. It's a deposit for a house sale that's not happening at the moment. And they want me to use that deposit, which I've saved hard for, to live off now, which means it will decrease if I live off my equity. Then my deposit for my house is going down and I won't be able to get the house, and then I'm stuck in rented. So this is why everyone's feeding me, because I've got no money. That's why people are leaving me food and alcohol on the doorstep, because I can't afford life at the moment. The universe will supply. So what I'm doing is, the universe is abundance. Look at it like this. If you go to the sea is abundance, and you get a mug about this, and you take out what you want, a full mug, there's still plenty of sea available for everyone else. And the universe will supply, and as long as you keep positive and working in the now moment, even though you want an X-ray, I have an abundance of money overflowing and cascading into my life. I have an abundance of money overflowing and cascading into my life. I like using words like overflowing and cascading because it's more, they're verb words, aren't they? Doing words. Because if you just say, I've got lots of money coming in, yeah, you could keep saying, I've got lots of money coming in. But if you start saying, I have an abundance overflowing and cascading, and then you imagine yourself in a waterfall of £50 notes. I wouldn't imagine it in 50p pieces because coins will hurt you. So when you're having your shower in the morning or the evening, as you lie, it's standing there and using your frankincense, because that will help you connect with your spirit. Imagine this water of £50 notes and £100 notes and £10 notes, and imagine this water is your water full of money, and it's coming in and it's surrounding you, and then you can see it. And if you want to, what I do to help it worse, when I'm having a shower, I put the plug in. So I imagine you've got to be, no, you don't want to be there. It's not a pretty sight. So I imagine the water is the money, £50 notes coming in, and then the water will fill up. So then it's like it's flying up and up and up. So I've got all this abundance of money coming in, and if you work in the now time, you've got it now, because it's no good, oh, I'm going to have it tomorrow, because come tomorrow will be today, and today will have been yesterday. So you always have to work in the now, because when people say, oh, I'm saving my money for a rainy day. Well, today's rainy, so you can spend it today on the internet. Spend it now. And they say, oh, one day I'm going to win the lottery. Well, which day? And also, so one day I'm going to win the lottery. Well, there's a lot of things wrong with that sentence. One day. Well, which day? Is it today, tomorrow, next week, next month, 10 years time? The day before, the one day, the day before you die? You're not being specific. And I'm going to win the lottery. Well, I've won the lottery. Yeah, I've won £2. I'm going to win the lottery. This is years ago. Yeah, great. And then I think, once I won £10. Yeah, I've wasted so much money on the lottery now. But so I have actually won. But the thing is, so rather than say one day I'm going to win the lottery, because yeah, one day I did win the lottery years ago and I won 10 quid. What people really want is like £1 million, isn't it? Well, actually, you don't really want, you don't need £1 million. It'd be nice to have nice to have 26 million. And I used to visualize winning 26.5 million on the lottery. It didn't work. Well, the, the reason why it didn't work me winning the 26.5, because there's one slight flaw to my plan of winning the lottery. And you know what's coming next. I don't buy a lottery ticket. I rather spend my money on crystals and essential oils and incense sticks. Because I've got more chance of enjoyment out of my incense sticks and my essential oils than my crystals. That's a lottery, because I know. So yeah, that's my biggest flaw. So yeah, you have to first of all take part in the lottery in order to win it. Oh, I've just turned the telly on. That's hang on. I think there's news on there. So yeah, so that's the biggest flaw in my plan. So if you have to action things, what's your call to action? Right. So this, I want to win. One day I'm going to win the lottery. Well, just sitting there on your arse ain't going to happen, because if you don't put any action in, i.e., going and physically buying the lottery ticket, that ain't going to happen. No, because they know I've got too much money, and they're going to ask me where the money is. Um, and I know you put in a separate account, but they want to know all your bank accounts, and I can't lie. I can't lie, Andy. So this is my mistake. I should have just told them about two bank accounts and shouldn't have told them about the house money deposit. So and seeing from tax-free where that money will go. E.g. Yeah, well, I did try and tell them where the money is, and they've still said no. I explained to them it's for the deposit for a house, and they've said no. And I've written to them to appeal, to say that the money is not available for living off. The money is for a deposit of a house, and if I live off that deposit of the house, then I won't be able to buy the house, because because you have to have so much for the deposit to be able to get the mortgage. Blah 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 blah. And if I suddenly got rid of that money, charity of Andy fund. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Then you could spend it on bless her, on Saria's physiotherapy, and on a new wheelchair for her. Yeah, that'd be good. Maybe that's what to do when I get, yeah. Sod buying the house and spend the money on people who need it. That's what I'm meant to be doing. Do you know, I can't remember what I was talking about now. Oh, Joey, stop it. Joey's really playing me up at the moment, my short-term memory. So if anyone... Oh, the lottery. Yeah, so you need to put something planned to in action. So it's no good just sitting there going, one day I'm going to win the lottery. You have to have a call to action. So in order to win the lottery, your call to action is actually physically buying a lottery ticket. And then your next call to action is the manifesting, rather than one day. If you imagine I have won the lottery, so it's in the now time. Whenever you want to manifest anything, you always do it in the here and now. So I have won the lottery, and then visualize how much you want to win, or a rough amount. Or you could say the universe will supply me the perfect winning amount. Because why do I want 26.5 million? Because I want to help my family and my friends and animal charities, and I want to fight against the decimation of the Amazon forest. So I would use my money for that. So because that's killing Mother Earth. And yeah, I wonder what's happening to the Amazon forest I bet they're still cutting down the trees. So wrong. And the poor orangutans. Oh God, I'm going to get so depressed. Hang on, thinking about the Amazon forest. Humans, stop ruining the earth, Mother Gaia. We need Mother Gaia. So, yes, so manifesting. Festering. Yeah, I'm festering on my couch, drinking tea and eating eggs and chocolate biscuits. So, manifesting winning the lottery. So, you could say, let's be realistic. The chances of winning 26 million is slim, but the chances of winning £1,000 or £2,000, because I don't do the lottery really now. So I don't know, if you get three numbers, you get 10 quid. If you get four numbers, you get 1,000, So start manifesting the small amount, and when it works, then you go for the bigger amount. So, because sometimes if you go big and you don't get what you want, you get disgruntled. So start a bit slower. So lopsided. It's the way I sit, I think. No, you know what it is? The couch. I've just suddenly realised the seat slouches down. It's lopsided. Yay! I've discovered. Festering is the Addams Family. Just yes, it is. I know. Oh, I used to watch the Addams Family. Can you remember when it was originally came out in the black and white? The Addams Family, the original series. That was really good. The Addams Family. I remember watching that. That was great. I completed our guest from manifesting the lottery. So if you start small and then work big, and that's my suggestion, small steps, okay, before you work on this law of attraction and law of manifesting. I can't even say the word now. Never mind. So yeah, so if you work on the here and now, so I won the lottery and it's the perfect amount that I've won, the absolute, because universe always will give you what you really need. So you might think, oh, having £1 million would be really good, and then suddenly you only win £500,000. Well, actually, at the end of the day, with £500,000, you probably find that if you, as long as you're locked away in a bank account that you can't access for 3 years, because it seemed like a good idea at the time, Joey. Oh God. So instead of winning the million, you get the universe lets you win £500,000, and then you suddenly go, well, actually, in the end, with £500,000, move from these flats. I know, sorry, I wish I had the money. I'd help you, because this is why I think you're so inspirational, because how you keep coping day in, day out, day in, day out. I'd invite you here, but unfortunately I live on the first floor, and there's no lift. But I don't think you and Andy could cope with living me. I mean, Zara, you're having to live with Andy, so imagine living with me as well. You'd be a bloody saint. Excuse my French. So back to the 500,000 that you've just won on the lottery. So at the end of the 500, you think, whatever. So by the time you paid off your mortgage or paid for your rent or bought the house, and then you've bought yourself a new car, took yourself on a holiday and stuff, you suddenly realise, actually, I only really needed 500 because the rest is so much. You're worried sick about your savings. You'd be worried sick that someone's going to nick your money, or you get fraud, cyber fraud, whatever it is, because you've got all this money. And it is scary because you've got all this money and you're so used to. And also the other thing is, God, I've got this money, I mustn't fritter it, buy a lift in new house. Yeah. I'll do that, Andy. But you really couldn't cope living with me and Reiki Teddy. So yes, back to law of attraction. So always work in the now time. Work, set a time. I'd like to win the lottery by the end of the year. It's no good like saying someday, because like I said, you might win it the day before you die when you're 101, and then it's a waste of time here. So set a time limit and make it something that you can achieve. So yeah. Oh, we haven't done the cards yet, and I've been on here in 50 minutes. So yeah, so works once when you've got the hang of how to work the law of attraction, it's amazing. So I am actually at the moment, because the government ain't giving me any money, I'm working on the law of attraction. My law of attraction at the moment, I have made such an abundance of sales with my Reiki Teddy, and I have such an abundance of clients wanting tarot reading live on Zoom. I have made an abundance of Reiki Teddy sales, and I have an abundance of clients on Zoom for tarot readings. That's what I'm going to just keep saying over and over and over. Can't wait for our teddies. Have they not arrived? Oh my gosh. Do you know, I'm not happy because my son hasn't received his slippers yet. And I sent it first class recorded, Stacey. I was actually going to message you. Oh, I'm gutted. I am absolutely gutted. What I'll do is I'll find the postage slip and send you the post office code so you can actually trace where your package is. Because you know, when you send stuff first class recorded, they give you a reference number, the post office, and then you can go on the tracking design, and then you can try and track it to see where it is. So I'm really, really sorry, because you know, I showed everyone and I posted it first class recorded. What was that? Wednesday I posted it, because you've got 4 teddies on its way to you. So Wednesday first class recorded. You should have had it on Thursday. So I am really, really sorry. And it's like my son, he hasn't reached his odd sock yet. No, he's never had his odd sock yet. Well, I haven't heard from Stacey, fiance, not girlfriend, yet today. But they hadn't had the sock yesterday, and it was posted at the same time as the teddies. And then I sent someone else some teddies as well. I've sent 2 lots of packets of teddies this week and a sock. And no one's received, and I spent lots of money on first class, so I'm going to claim from the post. I'm not happy. I mean, there was a message on the post office. I do digress a bit. Yesterday when I went, it was on the 17th, and they did actually put a message on the post office website where you on the tracking one to say that there were major problems in delivery. But you know, I mean, I'm gutted, right? My Stacey and Henry, Ollie and Logan, sent me Mothering Sunday cards, and they've never arrived. And there were Mothering Sunday cards, and inside there she let it slip that there were save the date cards for her wedding. But luckily I didn't know she was getting married, and I know the date, but she sent me save the date cards, and they're for it's for someone I wanted. She's included it for my very dear friends, and so I've had to verbally tell her to save the date. But can you believe it? My Mothering Sunday cards haven't even arrived, and we're on the 18th of April. And Mothering Sunday was about 4 weeks ago. So I don't know what's going on with the postage system, and I haven't had post. The only post I've had is a flipping bill from the local tax. You owe us this money, and I go, sod it, I've got no money, you're not having any. Oh dear. Okay, 53 minutes, so I need to do a card. I think we're only doing 1 card today because I'm running out of time. Yesterday it was an hour and 15 minutes. Top card again. Body care. Oh, we had body care yesterday. What are you trying to tell? I know what you're telling me. No, I've got a double chin. No, I've got a double of everything. I've got double chin, 4 boobs, 2 tummies, and a mascara. It's because I'm eating too much chocolate, eating too much alcohol, and not doing any exercise. And I think this is why it's come up. It's probably, and this is a message for me, body care. So I'm going to get me. What's the next one? Ideas and inspiration. Yes. Right. This is more for you, the collective. Ideas and inspiration on what you can manifest and start working on manifesting and attracting. So what would you like? What's your ideal thing that you would like to manifest? Andy and Sari, you would like to manifest the perfect home. Okay. And what I say, when you're wanting to manifest the perfect home, don't be too exact. Okay. Don't say, I want a house in the garden. I want a house in the country with a thatched roof and roses round it and an acre of garden. Yeah, that would be really nice. But technically, if you've got a thatched roof, your home insurance is astronomical because there's a chance of it going up in flames. If you've got an acre of ground, and as I was talking yesterday, imagine when we are getting older, how long it would take you to cut the grass and maintenance it, and you're getting older. So do you really want that thing? So what you want to say, and rather than say, oh, I want it in such and such an area, what you actually want to do is actually say, I want the perfect home in the perfect place at the perfect price. Okay, I want at the perfect price, the perfect price. Just messaged me because they're playing word game. So I can't get them close to. So that's the way to do it. It's like if you want a car, rather than saying to Andy and Zara, you know, oh, I'd love to have a red Ferrari. Yeah, it would be nice to have a red Ferrari, but it's not very practical because I don't think you could get Sari's wheelchair in the boot of a Ferrari. So again, and it's very expensive to insure, and the chance of it getting nicked is pretty high, and it's not very economical. So what you do, you want the perfect car, the perfect price, that's at the perfect economical thing. So think what you really want. Yeah. So that's what you can manifest. You want, so you can start putting out, I want the perfect bungalow with the perfect garden, okay, in the perfect place. So rather than state, you know, you want, because you don't want to say I want a bungalow with 4 bedrooms and, you know, or you know, things like that. If you just put out you want, and you're saying I want a perfect bungalow with the perfect little garden, the perfect place. Yeah, but you know, don't go too big, because if you've got the garden, you can have the shed at the back for your hoarding, as long as it's not mug collection. This is the last of my mugs. So you've seen them all. So now you're going to be seeing them all being rotated again. So I'm sorry I'm using Andy and Sari as examples today, but I'm sure they don't mind. Because I am aware that, you know, poor Sari's flat is perfectly not ideal. Not ideal at all. So yes, and if you use the words I have the perfect house, because you're saying I want, you're not actually stating when you want it. So if you're saying I have the perfect bungalow with the perfect garden for Andy's shed. What do you have in your shed? Do you have it for your train set or something? So if you keep saying, and keep positive, say it with a happy, don't go, got the bungalow. It's more, you know, you've got to, because it's the call to action. That's the whole point of your law of attraction and law of manifestation, is the positiveness and working in the now. So if you say, I have the perfect bungalow with a perfect garden with a shed for Andy. Okay. And if you just keep putting that out, now we know for a fact, to be realistic, nothing's going to happen while there's lockdown, because the government has said no one's to sell their, you know, you're not meant to be moving or doing anything like that. So let's be practical. It ain't going to happen for a minimum 3 to 4 weeks. But what you do, sometimes it takes a little time for the universe, because if you now started today, saying, I want the perfect bungalow with a perfect garden for a shed. So that's your inspiration. So if that's what you want, if you start putting it out, so the universe is now starting to look for that bungalow with the garden, because you're asking for 3 things you want: the perfect house in the perfect place. So yeah, I mean, you can specify bungalow, yeah, because you want a bungalow, you don't want a flat. So yeah, specify. But rather than saying I want a 3-bedroom bungalow with a massive kitchen and stuff, just say I want the perfect bungalow. The universe will supply you the perfect bungalow with a perfect garden with space for Andy's shed. Okay, and if you choose to do that, so what's happening now is I know it's terrible, people are dying and things like that, and if you're in a council place, you know, you can only move into a property when that other one vacates. So at the moment, property is will be, because all people have died and people, you know, property does come available. So out of the grey skies is the silver lining. So the perfect bungalow is being created for you at the moment, because what's happening is the bungalow, you've put out what you want, but maybe it's not ready at the moment while we've still got another shutdown for 3 weeks, and you couldn't move in 3 weeks anyway because you're not allowed to move. But maybe the bungalow's coming ready, and the council is at the moment, okay, lockdown cancelled to So they've got the bungalow, and what they're doing now, because it takes time, because you'll need, because maybe there's a bungalow now at the moment, but it's not quite suitable. Maybe they haven't got a ramp for the front door. So for the next 3 weeks, while we're in lockdown, maybe they're putting the slope in to make it the perfect bungalow for you. Maybe there isn't a shed at the moment, and so you've got to order the shed and get it in. But maybe, you know, there's certain adaptations that need to be done for your flat. So at the moment, so the perfect flat, a perfect bungalow at this exact moment in time may not be ready. But if you keep saying it and manifesting it and over for the next 3 weeks, your bungalows is being created. And they're creating the slope for allowed to get it in. They're building a space for your front of your garden so you can get your car off the road, so your car is safe. And do you know what I mean? So that's why sometimes it does take a little bit of while to manifest. But so every day, 10 times a day, keep saying, I have and remember, I have the perfect bungalow with the perfect house with the perfect shed for Andy in the perfect place. Okay. Don't again specify, I want to live in Eastfield Road in Delapre in Northampton. Okay. What you might do is you might want to say, I've got the perfect home in Northampton, or you can say I've got the perfect place in Delapre, but don't try and be too specific, because when you're too specific, sometimes that will take a long time to manifest. Okay. So ideas and inspiration. What would you like to create? What would you like to manifest that will be benefit to yourself and to others? Because remember, we've all got to work from our heart area and not our ego brain. Okay, we're working at the moment. This is my new instruction to you all, and I've been talking about this, to work from your heart area brain and not your ego brain. So what ideas and inspiration, and what inspirations have you got that you want to manifest? Because we've got 3 more weeks. If it helps to light a candle, and then you're concentrating on that, light a candle. And otherwise, another thing you can do, you could have a piece of paper on what you want. So you could write on the piece of paper, sorry, you know what, the perfect bungalow in the perfect garden with a shed for Andy and a space to park the car. Okay, you could write that on a piece of paper, and then making sure you're quite safe. Burn it, and what you're doing as you're burning it, it's going to go up to the universe, and the universe is what creates it. So you've actually doing a call to action. Your call to action is you've thought about what you want, you write it on a bit of paper, because then you've gone from a thought to creative, and then you're putting it out to the universe. So you're, as well as you're saying it, your call to action is you're burning it and sending up to the universe. Okay, so, and then the universe has got not only your voice, it's got something physical saying, this is what I want. There's lots of ways to manifest. I could talk for hours for it. So have a little think, everybody, what you want to manifest. We've got 3 weeks now. Remember to work in it as you've got it now. Be realistic. So, and be, you know, like I said, don't keep saying, I want a red Ferrari, because maybe the one you really need is a yellow Ferrari. Just say, I want a Ferrari. But otherwise, most people say, I just want the perfect car. I mean, that's what I did, and I actually manifested it within 20 minutes, which I'm absolutely gobsmacked. And then when I manifested this flat, I came down, to look for loads of other flats, and Julie and Brian said, the flat over the road has been done up. And so we managed to find out who was renting it, and he rang them that morning, and they invited me over to see it that afternoon. And they said, it's literally just come on, do you want it? And I went, yeah. But we manifested it, and so that was manifested within 2 hours, the flat. And by the time we rang them at 10 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock in the morning, we then saw them at 2 o'clock. So it took me 2 hours to manifest the flat, and it is the perfect flat. And like I said, with the car, it took me 20 minutes. I've just got to work away manifesting money so I can pay the rent and then I don't get thrown out. Oh, yeah, careful. Aircraft hire. So you want to build your own aircraft. I only can get in a helicopter and come and visit me. So what ideas and inspiration do you want to manifest and create? This is your job for the day. And then once you've thought about it, you're going to do it every day, and then you can think of ways of how you can manifest it. But remember to keep a happy sounding voice and keep happy and positive. And as soon as you sort of say, oh, this isn't working, then you've given up. Because like I said, some things take time. And like I said, you could say today, sorry, I want the perfect bungalow, but you're not going to get the phone call today to say you got it. Well, the reason being is it's Saturday. The council don't work on a Saturday. Well, the housing council, so you won't get a call on Saturday. And also, like I said, you won't be allowed to move because of the lockdown. So don't give up straight away because you go, oh, I've been manifesting for the last hour for my perfect bungalow and it hadn't worked. Well, we do have to use a little bit of sensibility here because, like I said, council don't work, and especially if you're working on a Sunday, and you want to manifest some money and the banks are shut. Sometimes you do have to be a tiny bit realistic. So post what you want realistically. Become Murdoch out of 18. Yeah, well, that's me. Honey Murdoch. I remember the original 18. They were brilliant. I remember watching. Was it on a Saturday after evening, 5 o'clock? The 18. I loved the 18. I always wanted a van like them. Well, you could manifest flying lessons, Andy. You can sit here this afternoon and look into Google on your local flying school and how much it's going to cost you, and then you can start working. So you can start manifesting. So that's your call to action, Andy, because he was a pilot, wasn't he? I'm sure he was a pilot. And so start manifesting it. Looking into, are there local flying places you can go and learn to fly? Find out how much it's going to cost you, and find out how long it's going to take you to train. Things like that. So yeah. And nothing is impossible these days. Well, one or two things are impossible. Money out of the government. But someone who's worked all the... Oh, no, I'm not going to go there. Yeah, otherwise I can get really political and then I get told off. And I don't want to depress myself. Hi, Michelle. So your job today, and when you've had your idea of what you want to manifest or attract, let me know. And if you've got any ideas on how you want to do it and forward, we can work together. And I tell you what, if it works, let me know on my page and I can start charging people for this, because I've told you how to manifest what you want. And I'll do some Zoom private one-to-one teaching. No, he's doing red arrows with it. Oh, yeah, red arrows. God, they're so gorgeous. I was watching a program the other day on the red arrows. They went to America, I think. God, there's some hunky pilots there. Can you imagine? They are great, the red arrows. They're not flying this year. It's a shame everything's cancelled, isn't it? I used to love watching the red arrows. I tell you, when I lived in Toaster, I digress. I'm going to finish in a couple of minutes. We lived just around the corner from Silverstone race, Formula One Grand Prix, and the red arrows would fly to Silverstone and do a fly past, and they would actually fly over our house. And so we used to get to see, they'd fly over Toaster to get to, it was the part of their flight path. And we were so close that we used to watch the because I like Formula One. I'm not much into sports, but, the Formula One I watch. I had a boyfriend whose parents built Formula 7 racing cars. So, God, they have money. Oh, my God, were they rich? I cocked up there, totally cocked up there. And I used to go to the races at Silverstone or wherever with them, and we used to go in the pits. Oh my God, if you ever get a chance to go in the pits in the racing, oh, it's amazing. And I digress. So when it was the Formula One or when there's any big races, and you hear them on the starting grid, you could actually, if you go in our back garden, this was when we lived in Toaster, and the wind was blowing up, you could actually hear it. It was that loud. And then we'd have it on the telly, and you'd sort of half watch the telly, but you got the sound effects from the garden. And I used to do that. I used to love that, listening to the cars. So I had it like 3D. So I had the picture on the telly, but I could actually hear the cars going around. But I completely digress because that was the Red Arrows. I used to love going to air shows. God, air shows. Yay. Right, well, I've waffled on now. Yesterday was an hour and 15, so I'm going to beat, not going to beat that goal. I'm going to go finish before then. So I'm going to say goodbye now because I need to go and do Reiki Teddy's lunchtime video. And then later on, he's going to do his meditation in the healing room. So I'm going to talk about my healing room this afternoon, Reiki Teddy. And we haven't decided what film we're going to watch later. Reiki Teddy. And they're bored stiff. We're listening to Mother waffling on. So I've wasted over an hour of your time. Thank you so much for joining me. Love and namaste, love and light and blessings. May the angels be surround you. Archangel Michael to give you the strength to get through today. Archangel Raphael to give you healing for today. And asking your spirit guides, gods and goddesses, ascending masters, ancestors, and your elementals such as dragons and unicorns to be surrounded you and guide you and keep you protected, and actually asking them to help you manifest your dreams and make your dreams come true. So sending you lots of love from my heart center to your heart center, from Reiki Teddy's heart center to your heart center. And thank you very much for joining and sticking by me today. See you later. Bye.